Hey guys, welcome to this week's Telco Tips video. And this week I just wanted to do a bit of a summary video just on the top 5 traps that I see come up regularly in the telco space and how to avoid them, how to recognize them, how to avoid them. A bunch of these I have already done individual videos on, so I'll link to those below for the ones that I have. And the ones that I haven't done the individual video as yet, there'll be future videos coming down the track. But basically just wanted to do a summary, and look, if you can avoid these 5 traps, you're actually going to be doing pretty well for yourself in the telco space, and your business services are going to thank you for it. So first one is 60-month contracts. Now, 60-month contracts essentially apply to phone systems rather than to mobiles or internet connections or what have you. So if you're buying a new phone system, a lot of the time the telco company that you're dealing with will try and lock you in for a 5-year contract. The issue that I have with them, and the argument against 60-month contracts, is basically that there's a bunch of contracts and options out there that you can move on to a 36 or even a 24-month in some circumstances. But say a 36-month contract that gives you just as good a price, just as good a deal, if not better, than the 60-month option. And the issue salespeople will typically use for putting people putting clients onto a 60-month contract is that the longer term you sign, the cheaper the price gets. And that may well be the case for certain products that they can sell. But if you look at, on the whole, there are, as I say, 36-month contracts that blow 60 months out of the water, just on price. And that's the argument that I've used with salespeople is, if you got paid the same amount of commission to sell a 36-month contract as you do to get a 60-month, would you ever sell a 60-month contract again? And I very rarely get an answer out of it. Most of the time I get a blank stare. They know what the answer is, they just don't want to admit it. But 60-month contracts, if you get presented with a 60-month contract, just be aware that the salesperson is likely more focused on their sales target than they are on what's necessarily best for you, because signing for that sort of term when there is so much better out there is almost never the right way to go. I cannot think of a situation where a 60-month contract is the right solution for a client. I really can't. And there is another video that I've done on that, so I'll link to that below. The next one's 24-month SIM-only contracts. So the 60 months related more to, or pretty well solely to, phone systems. The 24-month mobile contracts or SIM-only contracts is on the mobile side. So a lot of the time, or what some of the carriers are doing now, and a lot of the time what salespeople are doing, is that they're going out there pushing these 2-year contracts on SIM-only plans. And there was a video I did a week or two back where I actually talk about understanding the intent of the salesperson that's coming to see you, and are they focused on getting you the best deal, or are they focused on getting the maximum value out of you for their sales targets? And 24 months contracts is a perfect example, and I actually use that in that video where I say, look, 24-month contracts will count towards their sales targets and will pay them a commission. Whereas the no contract plans, the plans you typically see online, if you go to Telstra's and Optus and Vodafone's website, you'll see these no contract plans on there. Those plans are generally better for you than the 24-month option, but they just don't count towards a salesperson's target and they don't get paid for it, so they don't like selling them. So they'd rather sell these 24-month contracts. There's no benefit. Go and watch that video. I'll put a link to that below as well, but go and watch that video if you have been presented with that, or if you're interested in understanding what the differences are and why those plans are so bad. But go and have a look at that, because it's one thing that I tell everybody to avoid. Never sign a 24-month contract on a mobile phone plan. If you want to sign it on the hardware, the handset, then absolutely go and sign it on the handset, because you're actually, what the telco companies have done is taken the rep retail price, divided it by 24 or 36, and that's your handset repayment. So it's a genuine interest-free handset repayment, which has been great, and I applaud the telco companies for doing that. So it's been a great move. But on the plan side of the equation, stay away from contracts altogether if you can. And that also includes the Techfun plans. And again, I've done another video on that. I will link to that as well. But Techfun plans, again, I've explained it more in these other videos that I'll link to, but it's the same sort of thing as the 24-month contract, where you're locked into a contract. They're difficult to get out. If something goes wrong and you need to move carriers or plans or what have you, or a better deal comes out, you're stuck. You can't get to that better deal until your contract's up, or you end up paying out your existing contract to do it. And so it's not a very nice situation to be in. So again, go and watch that video. But Techfun plans, if somebody presents you with a Techfun plan, avoid it. I would probably say 98% of people or businesses, a Techfun plan won't work for. Every now and then it does come up where it is actually a suitable solution, but in most cases it's very, 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 I don't even know how bad I could say these things are, but they're just stay away from them at almost all costs. So, and that also actually leads into railroading. So the video I did last week, which speaks about the differences between these two plans and the no contracted versions, it actually talks about railroading in that as well. And so basically what I mean by railroading is you're dealing with a salesperson and they've come to you and said, this is the solution you need to go on, right? They haven't come to you and said, look, here's a few different options, let's work through which one's going to be best for you. They've basically said, this is the one that you need to go on. And the way I relate that back to the Techfun plans and the 24-month plans in particular is that they don't really give you other options in there. They say, okay, you need to go on, the Techfun plan is going to be the right one for you. You need to go with that. Or the 24-month plan is going to be the right one to that. Where that comes in is if they haven't presented you a SIM-only no contract option, they're railroading you onto something that suits them better than it suits you. And to be fair, I'm not saying that the no contract option is 100% of the time. Like I said, every now and then a Techfun plan does work, but if they haven't even presented you with that as an option, then they're trying to railroad you onto something that is going to suit whether it's their sales target or their commissions or whatever. Always, every single salesperson out there should be presenting the no contract option. If they don't want to sell it or if they want to sell around that, then that's absolutely fine as well. But they at least should be giving you the option. And if they're not, they're railroading you onto something that most of the time is actually going to suit them better than it suits you. And the last one is fake account managers. Now, this is something that drives me insane, quite frankly. It just does. People that, and I've done it in the past. Like when I've been in working for other organizations, I've had account manager in my email signature and on my business cards and, corporate account manager or whatever, accounts, blah, blah, blah. And it's all a load of crap, right? It just is. It's an absolute load of crap because as a salesperson, your focus is new business, all right? And you put account manager in there because it makes it sound better and makes you sound more authoritative and this and that and makes, tries to increase the level of trust that people will have in you. But the reality is people that are fake account managers, there are real account managers out there, don't get me wrong. There's account managers whose main focus is looking after their existing clients and they're not worried about new services coming on. And, there's a few of them, they're not many. And to be fair, they're mainly employed by the head office of each of the telco companies. If you're dealing with one of the business centers or what have you, I've actually not met one personally working for one of those business centers. If they're out there, great. I'd love it. If you are out there and you're a real account manager working for one of those business centers and you don't have a monthly target based on new services, please comment below. I'd love to meet you because those are the sort of people that I want to be working with, right? So, but fake account managers, and as I say, I've been one many, many times. I've worked for companies and they've put account manager on, this and that and whatever. It's very easy to spot. And again, I've done another video on that I'll link below to how to spot a fake account manager. But it's just, if anybody has ever said to you that they're going to manage your account and then after you sign, they've said to you, okay, I can't do that for you. You need to call customer service. That's a dead giveaway. They're a fake account manager. Then their focus is not managing your account. Their focus is going after new business, and managing your account is effectively going to get in the way of them doing that. So they tell you to call customer care instead of them taking the responsibility as the account manager and actually fixing up whatever the issue is themselves. So that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves in the whole telco space. I just absolutely hate people that do that. But they're the five top tips. So five top traps to avoid. So if you can avoid 60-month contracts, 24-month SIM onlys, Techfun plans, avoid being railroaded, make sure that they, again, particularly on the mobile side, that they are definitely giving you an offer with a no contract plan. If they aren't, they're railroading you. And fake account managers, make sure that the person that you're actually dealing with will genuinely look after you. And as I say, I've got videos that I'll link to a bunch of these below, so that you can go and have a look at each of them in more detail. But I just wanted to give you a good overview. If you can avoid those 5 traps, you're well on the way to making sure that the account and the services and everything that you've got set up for your business are actually genuinely the best ones for you. So Hope you got some value from that. If you did, feel free to subscribe below and click the little bell. You'll get a notification every time a new video is posted. And by all means, feel free to share this out if you've got other businesses or colleagues or what have you that you deal with that you feel like will probably get some value from this as well. By all means, please share that out as well. And whether you want to comment below or message me on Facebook or LinkedIn or any of those platforms, more than happy to have a conversation, and I do read the comments and reply to pretty much everybody I can. So again, hope you got some value out of that, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Cheers.